What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, please like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what y'all got to say about these topics, especially these topics. And ladies and sports fans, and gentlemen, we got to talk about uh and I hate to even take it this route because I'm not into politics, all right? I don't want to speak on politics like I'm some kind of policy expert, like I follow these politicians day to day, because I don't. I really don't. So I truly believe at this point, what I've noticed from as an outsider looking in is that whoever you like. And it's very rare that somebody's going to be able to sway your mind. So if you like Kamala Harris, I'm sure there's nothing, me especially, but there's nothing anyone can really say to you that's going to make you all of a sudden support Trump. All right, respectfully. And vice versa. If you are a Trump supporter, I doubt there's anything someone can tell you to make you all of a sudden support Kamala. But in the same breath, we got to talk about some things, y'all. We can't just be sitting here, acting like everything is peaches and cream, roses and daisies, okay? Because right now, I believe, and I truly believe, we are all unified in the opinion that right now times are a little bit more difficult than they were in the past. And it's not just a highlight on Trump. We can take it back before Trump, the Obama times and George Bush times. And I was born around the Bill Clinton era. So I don't ever recall, people complaining and just calling for, even though it's not calling for, but just being in the sense of, like things are so tough right now that they need some sort of relief. All right, and we can add up all of these presidents and all of their policies and probably see that everybody had a hand in making things, quote unquote, the way they are, or worse or better, depending on where you are where you're at in life. But I gotta say, man, um, through all of the presidents and all the politics I've lived through, I've never really seen or heard a person, not just a woman, a person talk like Kamala Harris. All right, I've never really sat down through a political debate or speech or anything like that, but I've had the privilege of watching, a few Trump speeches and a few Kamala speeches, and also recently they've been on a little podcast excuse me, a little podcast tour, the both of them, where they happen to be on a few of my favorite podcasts, podcasters, if I could say that. Theo Vaughn, he interviewed Trump not too long ago. I was able to watch that, and it was pretty cool. And I'm also a fan of the All the Smoke podcast, but that's hosted by Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, two former basketball players that I enjoy watching in their heyday. There's a lot of mixed opinions when it comes to these two, of course, but I can be honest and transparent enough to say that when they play basketball, I enjoy both these brothers. They was pretty cool, but never, not one time in my life, thought that these two would be interviewing a vice president and or presidential candidate, because this was bugged out to me when I seen it. This came out of nowhere. I don't know if these fools have been advertising, promoting, or if they made an announcement that they was going to have Kamala Harris on there before, but I wasn't aware of it. I didn't see any of it. And all of a sudden, I just seen them post on Twitter a picture of them and Kamala Harris talking about, yeah, we're about they were announcing that the podcast was going to drop. I forget when or, exactly. But they were saying they announced it like a day or two before the podcast actually dropped, that it was going to drop. And so I said, okay, all right. It's not often I'm gonna turn to CNN or Fox. Fox. I was gonna say Fox Sports. That's how knee deep I'm into my world. You know what I mean? I'm literally a sports fan. It probably is diehard as it gets. I watch all sports. And I was just talking to someone about this, about, as far as before I turn on a Netflix series, you know what I mean? I'm gonna watch sports, bro. I've never watched. There's very few TV series I've watched all the way through. I could probably name on one hand, if I really thought about it, how many TV series I watched through. But I can tell you, I can't count in my brain how many basketball, football, baseball, hockey, boxing matches. I can't tell you how many of those I watched through and through. But at the same time, like I said, these brothers announced that they were going to have Vice President Kamala Harris on their channel. So I said, I'm going to tap in. I'm going to tune in, see what they're talking about. I enjoy Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes when they're talking about sports. So let me see if they, diverse in their portfolio a little bit. And man, this was sad work. This was sad, bro. This is the period when that lady, I can't recall who it was, Megan Kelly or Lauren Ingram or whoever it was. When that lady in the news cycle, in the news world, I remember a lady telling LeBron James to shut up and dribble. And I got offended when she said that. Me personally, I'm like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Just because we athletes. And this was some years ago, right? But fast forward now, I got kids, a family, all this. When I first heard that, I was just a single bachelor with my futon, my Xbox, getting by on ramen noodles. Now I'm a little bit more invested because I have a family to take care of. I got my own expenses. I'm a little bit more invested in what's going on in the world, per se. But when Lauren Ingram, or whoever the lady was, I believe it was her, when she told LeBron to shut up and dribble, initially I got offended. But after watching this interview, I'm like, yo, lady had a point, bro. Some of these athletes, and I've learned this about LeBron over the years. You know what I mean? LeBron don't need to be talking about nothing other than basketball. When he's talking about basketball, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. I can listen to LeBron talk about basketball, but anything else, nah. And it's the same point in case with these two dudes and Kamala Harris. I'm going to be honest. They asked her a question about the economy, and she did not answer it, bro. I wish I had the soundbite because I kind of did this video on the fly. It's been about a couple of days since I watched the interview, and I'm offended. I'm offended by the interview, bro, because they didn't ask her no real questions. One, didn't ask her any follow-up questions, and she was up there just BSing the whole time. It was like she knew she was talking to two potheads that had no idea about presidential or politics or nothing like presidential policies or politics, nothing like that. And like I said, I'm offended, not just by Kamala Harris, but by these two dudes. Like, bro, how did y'all land this interview? And then you ain't come prepared to at least ask her about what's going on. Because one thing I'm going to say about Kamala Harris is that she is running on things that she's going to do. You know what I mean? After this interview, I seen the presidential election debate between her and Trump. I've seen her talk a few other times in different cases and scenarios. And I don't ever hear her talk about what she's doing as vice president in the office right now. As an American tax-paying citizen that works hard every day, building up my multimedia company day by day, sleepless nights, early mornings, lately, all this. As an American citizen, I think that you owe us at the minimum some answers with some substance on it. They asked her about the economy and she just spent the block, bro. She started talking about her family, her middle class upbringing, which if she say that one more time, I'm gonna run for office. If she say one more time I was raised in a middle class family, I'm gonna run for office myself because it's getting ridiculous. That's her answer for everything. And look, like I said from the top, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, I respectfully to you, maybe you can let me know in the comment section, what her stance on things, or you can tell me what she's doing right now, as far as helping the country and making things and life better for the tax-paying American citizen, because that's what we all are. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you are all in on Trump or you all in or all out on Kamala. It don't matter. You pay taxes. You're putting into this thing called the system. So you should be understanding of what's going on in the world and how's your money being used. Because I doubt anybody under the under the sound of my voice, I doubt anybody listening to me wants their money wasted. And if we could all keep our little, $2-3 that we pay in taxes, I'm sure we would. I'm sure you got something else, whether it's a bill, an expense, or you just want to put a couple more dollars towards your vacation. Add all that up, I'm sure, you know what I mean, you'll be concerned about where your thousands of dollars are going. And like I said, and here's the kicker too. Trump, I've heard him actually say stuff like no tips no taxes on tips. There's some other stuff he said. Don't give me the line. Don't give me the capping, y'all. I ain't gonna get it. This ain't no political podcast, blah, blah, blah. But Trump actually got up some answers. You know what I mean? Actually, step-by-step plan. And if you need to know, like I said, the only thing I've really seen Trump say, or the only thing I've seen Trump only time I've seen Trump talk from beginning to end was on the Theo Von podcast. I believe that's who it was, because I like Theo Von, one of my favorite comedians. Also a brother that can sit down and have some real conversations as well. So big fan of Theo Von. But at the same time, bro, Kamala out here, she out here half stepping. You know what I mean? And RP to my big cousin Toon, bro. He used to say something like, stop. Hopefully I don't get, you two don't go crazy, but pussyfooting around. That's what she's doing. And that just means you BSing us. You know what I mean? You looking us in our eyes, smiling, and BSing me, bro. I do not like that. That's probably my number one pet peeve. I don't like people to look me in my face, in my soul, and be blatantly lying to me. I can't take that. And that's why I had to that's why I had to do this video, because I am thoroughly offended that this woman was asked questions from two of my favorite podcasters, albeit they fumbled the ball. And literally just lie to our faces and just BS the whole interview, bro. No answers of substance. And I'm not no idiot. I ain't the smartest, I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer all the time or the brightest apple on the tree, whatever. But I'm far from an idiot. And I know when somebody is BSing me. I was a master BSer in my childhood and my teenage years. I can't tell you how many elaborate stories I wove to give to my grandma and my mama to hide the mess I was doing, so I could go hang out with a girl, or go smoke some weed with my friends, or just do something that we all did as kids. We all kind of, what I'm saying, most of us anyway. I say that I was a smart kid. I was into athletics and had good grades and all that stuff, but I was not without my flaws. So it just goes without saying. Like I'm not sitting here trying to sway your vote. Like I say, if you already gonna vote for Kamala, do your thug this. If you already gonna vote for Trump, I'm sure nothing that I'm saying is changing your mind. But this was highly offensive, man, because I just want some answers. The economy is bad right now. I'm paying more money for groceries than I've ever paid in my life. I'm paying more money just to live in a house than I've ever paid for in my life. And I've been happily married 6 years, 3 beautiful little children. And things was decent. my little son, he 5 now. Things was decent 3 or 4 years ago, in my opinion. But like I say, Kamala isn't running on anything that she's doing. We looking around, and when I do watch the news, they always talking about some immigration and how the immigrants are flooding the country and all this nonsense. It's like, come on, man. What are you doing? Because if I was sitting here doing a bad job and at my job, oh, yeah, we got to let you go, Tone Bone. Good knowing you. Best wishes, but no, you can't sit here and fail on the mass scale and then expect to get promoted. She wants to get promoted from vice president to president, and can't tell you anything that she's doing right now to earn that promotion. She's asking the American people to give her a promotion, but can't tell you why she deserves that promotion. I'm offended. I'm upset. In the name, and to quote my guy Drake, I'm upset, bro. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and be a politician. I'm not, you know what I mean? Hopefully YouTube don't crack down on me. You know, I know they got a lot of political podcasts that I do watch. You know, it's only about 2 or 3 that I watch, but a lot of them, you know, feel like they shadow ban and all that. So hopefully they don't happen to me. But it's like, golly, this is crazy, man. I know politicians be up there, you know, spinning the block and weaving up stories. Trump do it too. You know what I mean? I learned from Obama how to weave a good story. So I know that they do that. But what Kamala is doing is just blatantly offensive. You know, she's literally looking in the American people's eyes and just BSing us, bro. And I'm sorry, I can't stand for that. That's what I can't stand for. But maybe I do need to start a political podcast so I can get a little bit more involved because, you know, how bad that interview went. Um, it's just crazy. It's crazy that interview is on the internet right now, on YouTube and wherever else they put their podcast. It's crazy that podcast is still going because Kamala didn't do anything, I don't believe, to strengthen her case or her campaign to be the leader of the free world. But that's all I got for y'all on this one, and also to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, man, stay in y'all lane, man. Stay in y'all lane of telling NBA stories, okay? Because that's what I enjoy these brothers for. When they get to telling the behind the scenes stories, all of these, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, Kobe on his off days or in his downtime was like this and like that. I'm cool with that. I love that. You know what I mean? As a sports fan, I love hearing the behind the scenes stories. But when these brothers try to talk about taxes and price, cost of living and all that stuff, it's like, man, y'all obviously are removed from what the everyday man is going through. They obviously are. You know what I mean? The NBA took very good care of these brothers. They got generational wealth. I don't yet, but you know what I mean? As I'm trying to make my come up and get that, I don't need no politician getting in the way of that or making it tougher to do so. And from what I can see, Kamala is on a mission to make it tougher for brothers like me to get generational wealth. So all in all, you know, I just wanted to make this video and highlight that because, like I say, I was highly offended by that interview. And if you are a Kamala supporter, you know, I ain't trying to sway your vote, but I'm do a little bit more looking into this young lady, man. It's bugged out the answer she was given. Maybe y'all should go watch that interview, and if you can extract something more or less, you know, from that interview that I'm not getting, please let me know. But I watched it, and as it went on and on, it was hard for me not to turn it off because I was getting more and more offended. And I try not to be a sensitive person, but and like don't tell me things ain't hard when I know I see my bank account being drained every day. And years ago, I was able to have a nice little cushion of savings. You know what I mean? A little something here and there. You know what I mean? Me and the wife got to pick up extra shifts just to get a date night nowadays. Not cool. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what y'all got to say about these topics. And yo, if Trump ever come over and do a podcast with the sports guys, maybe I'll listen to a little bit more of that. And if he have stepping, I'm going to let y'all know too. Everybody can get to work. You know what I mean? I ain't just sitting here trying to, I ain't no Republican. Let me tell y'all that. I am not a Republican because this is what I do know about politics. We got 9/11, the Patriot Act that all of these Republicans say that they against. They don't want the government being evasive and all that stuff. Well, we got that whole thing underneath. Who was that? George W. You know, a Republican. So, you know what I mean? I can't say that I'm on their side no more than I'm on the Democrat side or whatever. I like to think I'm just the everyday man, just busting my butt trying to earn a buck. And, you know, I'm going to side with the guy or the person or the woman that is, you know, advocating for what I believe in and what I think that the American way of life should be. And lo siento, it's not Kamala Harris. She was bugging on that podcast. But anyway, it is Tony the Savant. Peace.